Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait. Put them in a Dutch and roll them up. We put them in a truck like Royal Dutch. Tesla coil clutch on a Tesla truck. Matte black finish like oil slush. Interior guts like royal flush. We get the royals crush and superiors touch. If ever my blood in the soil touch. In God we trust. Go to Ross, no rust. Squads are rush and prematurely bust. Like Minutemen of Massachusetts. Back to the party, we blasting music. The hood of justice amassing nooses. Mansa Musa just passing through this. 40 karat gold, Massa Mooses. The last train at Auschwitz, we on Alaska boosters. The block is still sturdy, the Glock is still dirty. They shot it for 30 like Brock Purdy. They poppin' the perky, yeah, top 30. Million Lincolns just to free the slaves. The ships are sinking and it's still free to wave. Either way. Going to December. 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 Richfield. The new member of Bricks, agenda was flipped. Viva Vendetta, all of my vendors is rich. See more script in the blend of this mix. Moral of the story, remember your gifts. Viva Vendetta, blood came through in a blood moon, dismember the Crips. Members ascending the whip, extended the clip, dismember the blick. Remember the Titan, Coach Boone said to remember the Sifs. The Scorpion King, blood moons on November the 5th. Viva Vendetta, know y'all remember the flick. Know y'all remember the flick, Suburbans are swerving. Yeah, Wait. Put them in a Dutch and roll them up. We put them in a truck like Royal Dutch. Tesla coil clutch on a Tesla truck. Matte black finish like oil slush. Interior guts like royal flush. We get the royals crush and superiors touch. If ever my blood in the soil touch. In God we trust. Go to Ross, no rust. Squads are rush and prematurely bust. Like Minutemen of Massachusetts. Back to the party, we blasting music. The hood of justice amassing nooses. Mansa Musa just passing through this. 40 karat gold, Massa Mooses. The last train at Auschwitz, we on Alaska boosters. The block is still sturdy, the Glock is still dirty. They shot it for 30 like Brock Purdy. They poppin' the perky, yeah, top 30. Million Lincolns just to free the slaves. The ships are sinking and it's still free to wave. Either way. Going to December. 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 Richfield. The new member of Bricks, agenda was flipped. Viva Vendetta, all of my vendors is rich. See more script in the blend of this mix. Moral of the story, remember your gifts. Viva Vendetta, blood came through in a blood moon, dismember the Crips. Members ascending the whip, extended the clip, dismember the blick. Remember the Titan, Coach Boone said to remember the Sifs. The Scorpion King, blood moons on November the 5th. Viva Vendetta, know y'all remember the flick. Know y'all remember the flick. Suburbans are swerving. Q45, infinity roam through my entity zones.
These niggas taking in they buns like Kimberly Jones. Waving these guns at our enemies' dome. Max out my bid, now they sending me home. Glass on my wrist packed with plenty of stones. They jacking my fist, seeing plenty of clones who pretend to be friends of me, frenemies. In parentheses, who tend to be convincing me that energy is chemistry. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Reality presents to me instantly the entities. For your lens to see, for your sensory perception. They got a history of deception. Couple centuries under repressions. I'm the diamond deformed under all that compression. I'm Paul in the Western, the one in the Eastern is running the key firm. I got strong genes, they a weak germ, they need CERN. I open portals when I release sperm.
We was taught to venerate the feds cause they generate the bread. Dark man, that's my whole generation dead. We tapped in the quantum realms. That's what the simulation said. They disseminating imitation meds. Placebo effect, they disseminating imitation reds. I was on the road to the riches. Right off the interstate we sped. You niggas haven't been in date with feds. And Smith and Walensky, like we're Cypher and Agent Smith B. They sold us out for steak and chips. And a trip in the Bentley. And to be assed out like Pasa Pasa. And you're making chips is dripping in Fenty. Yeah, these slutty vegans, they beyond impossible. Bacon, bitch, you niggas faking shit. Y'all was never really plugged in, y'all on some Quaker shit. Woke niggas, y'all will ever really unawaken shit. Ain't no shook hands in Brooklyn, y'all ain't shaking shit. Brace up, bitch, my braces got chips from both for glacier drips. Run my VVS's through the Jamaica glitch. Men lie, women lie, this ain't in its nature, bitch. Yeah, they banned us from TV same year that y'all niggas heard nature spit. Iced out anchors from out of Anchorage. Yeah, it is what it is, that's that Cameron and Mason shit. Yeah, man shooting, Panthers in the Carolines like with Cam Newton. A cancer to this paradigm. We all in, undisputed. I'm one of the ones that the ones recruited. Like Steven and Shannon, we heaving these hammers. Bella and the Bulldogs, we squeezing these cannons. 100 shooters like Mark Jackson and the Mark Buchanan. At first take, we leaving you stranded. On second thought, we leaving you bandaged. Yes. Shout out to my good bro, Tito. Shout out to Tito. That right there is a movie. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's Infinity Stones, family. Off of that 48 Pillars of Power. Somebody asked in the chat, man, where can I hear that album? Shoot, I'm glad you asked, good brother. Black Cloud ENT, band Zoogle, just like Google.com, my good brothers and sisters. And the album, aka the mixtape, because it's on. And the only reason we call it a mixtape is because it's on these industry beats. You feel me? So you could really vibe to it. And yeah, the mixtape, the ebook, the lyric book, everything is available on this site right here. So I look forward to you, brothers and sisters. And when you catch up, when you link up with us, you could get this collector's item, right? This is a special edition collector's item. The whole album right here is on a QR code, but we'll talk about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and goddesses, welcome to Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. And I am joined by my good brother Blue Pillar, who is in the building as well. And tonight we are going to have a monumental episode. So without any further ado, I don't want to keep the good brother waiting or anything. Let me go ahead and open up the line for the Blue Pillar in the building. All right. Blue Pill, peace. There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Flow on deck.
The God. Peace to the God.
Looking like the natural hair show. I'm talking about. Yeah. So peace to the God. What's good with you, my brother?
Tapped in. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Transmitting.
That's right.
Transmitting.
You plugged in. You ain't on your Quaker shit, huh?
Plugged in. I ain't on my Quaker shit.
That's right.
But yeah, post hair show vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to everybody that we ran into this strong in at the Natural Hair Show in the ATL. Talia Wajid.
Right. Talia Wajid, Talia Wajid.
Yes.
International All Natural Hair Show. It officially inaugurates the season of festivities and festivals.
Festivity in the A.
And it kind of starts and inaugurates the spring. And before you know it, summer's here and we in full swing with summer festivals. But the hair show is always memorable. And this year, you know, would not let us down either. A lot of things we were able to walk away with. And the fact that we did do a men's panel, which was legendary, it was monumental. I'm glad that you taped that. I think that can be like a short run. I would even say a short film. Knowing how productions are made these days, and if they're compact with so much information and gems, if we do visual overlays on that little piece, there was done, we can expand upon it. It was
we definitely can
concrete piece of content with some heavy hitters, and then I found out it was reaffirmed to me that the Natural Hair Show is now really about men's hair, men's grooming, and that's a fascinating industry within hair
that
we may be overlooking, but it's definitely dominating. So at the end of the show, when they do the men's competition, that's the highlight of the event now. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
But
It's
also
definitely the highlight of it.
the things that people were speaking about just was like the men's grooming and the emergence of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very lucrative industry if
Right.
understood for what it is and approached in that right direction. I definitely intend next year, you know what I'm saying, to be there with some products that speak specifically to hair care and cosmetics, from a man perspective about, what I mean, how to maintain the upkeep.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? It was very, very good.
Definitely. The good brother Holly on IG. The spelling of the link is pinned right here. Black Cloud ENT dot band, like a rock band. Zoogle,
Zugu,
spelled like Google, but with a
Zugu,
Z.
Zugu,
Zoogle.
spelled like Google.
It's spelled like Google. Bandzoogle.com. And that'll take you to our homepage. I'll take you on a trip to the page before we get out of here tonight. Let me go ahead and do the roll call.
Roll call.
Let me do the roll call. Let's see who's in the building tonight as we um on the cusp of this wonderful conversation that we're about to have to highlight and to document what we're seeing taking place around the world on multiple fronts, through multiple channels and I would say in multiple dimensions, because things are existing on multiple dimensions as we speak. There's so many things going on. There's things going on in the subterranean realm. There's things going on in all facets of nature right now. Things going on the firmament.
Hmm.
Things going on outside of the solar system. So very interesting times that we are in right now, I must say. Indeed, indeed. All right. Yeah, so who do we have in the building tonight as we do the roll call? Shout out to everybody in the building, all of my KT aliens. It's always Greensboro love in the building. Shout out to Greensboro. Shout out to NC. Y'all always are plugged in. Y'all are definitely not on y'all Quaker shit, man. God damn. I heard there was an incident in Charlotte today
Oh,
with three. What do they call themselves?
these are marshals,
Marshals. Yeah, three marshals.
sheriffs, and marshals. But I think 8 people got hit. It was
Oh man.
they doing their
Look,
numbers.
Rome again. Peace to Rome. For my brothers in Rome.
Salute.
Salute. You dig? Salute. Minneapolis is in the building always. So yeah. Lake Wonka Tonka. Winston Salem. You know what I'm talking about?
And
Yeah,
see,
but of course. But of
yeah.
course. But
Oh,
of course. But of course.
of
You know what I'm talking
course.
about? But of course. Rancho Mirage. St. Petersburg, Florida.
Salute. Sound warm there.
Yes. Send me a ticket. Salute. Virginia.
Yay.
What up, though? You know what I'm talking about? What up? Yo, y'all was going crazy on draft day. God damn. Yeah, that's the religion out there, I see.
They tapped in for real.
Y'all ain't on y'all Quaker shit. I ain't judging. That's a football city. Don't play with that. Don't play with nobody from Detroit about football. They came out 200,000
At
for the
all.
draft. Wichita. That's Wichita. That
Shout
part.
out, salute to Wichita.
Salute to Wichita.
Don't turn this shit up in Wichita.
Yeah.
You know?
Whichever way it go. Wichita. Wichita. We still with you. Yo, we have the Mondem from London. Big things going on in London, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about London. Whew.
Lord God, what? Wow. They running plays in London, man.
We need a UK correspondent. We need some
Yeah, we need
intel.
a UK. We need
Lots
we
of
need
things
boots
going
on
on.
ground. Yeah, we need man across pond to correspond because horses run two streets and
Man cross pond to
big
correspond.
man cross pond to correspond because big
Bells
things.
ringing.
They said that was the
London
most
Bridge.
important city in the world. We need correspondence. They said that. I seen an article. Had New York as 2. London,
Said
man.
London #1.
Cause all of the banking,
Yeah,
you know.
international hub.
They say you should have
Diamond.
won the hair show, man. You should have
You
won
know,
that. It came off the straight. Man, they had somebody with non-natural hair though win the that whole
yeah, that's what I'm
competition. How
saying.
about
Like,
that? Number 1 and 2.
I
That
could got
was
him
6 ether.
6 ether.
That was 6 ether.
It was. I was
Yeah.
seeing some crazy things going on.
They got the DIE up in that bit, the DEI up in. They got
Yeah,
diversion.
they got
That shit did
diversion.
not die. Yeah,
Inclusion.
it didn't die at the hair show, my ninjas.
Yeah,
They not on they ain't on Governor DeSantos side. They like fuck that.
yeah.
We including everybody.
It's Georgia, not Florida.
This nigga was like Rory from the Rory and Mal show. No, he was nah. Was Rory blacker than him? The host? My nigga was a pirate. Yeah.
Pirate. I balked on them
Yo,
just
Florida
because.
white people, y'all are the descendants of all the pirates, bro. I get y'all now. That's why y'all are on Grand Theft Auto. Florida white folks, y'all cool with me. Y'all gray. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that eat crocodiles? Y'all all right with me. Y'all are the descendants of pirates, my nigga. That's why y'all niggas is sold 730.
Yeah, they different.
Huh?
So they different.
Yeah, they different, man. No judging, no smudgment. You know? Yeah, they different. But yeah, it was cool though. You know, the vibes was there, man. The vibes was there. We had an interesting time on that stage, though. I want to really quickly recap the conversation that we had. More so, I want to talk about the audience participation and some of the questions that were asked of us. There was a mother in the audience, and she posed a question that was like, at the moment, that was kind of like, oh, it was heavy. It was like, it was a panel of men, elevated men, and she said, what are you men doing for these children?
Chill.
Right? And all of the men looked at each other, and we all we wanted to answer. I believe it was Blue that answered first. Did you answer first? No, who was the one that answered first?
What me though?
Okay, somebody answered first.
Yeah, I seen people rushing for the mic, and I was like, I'll take my time.
That's right. And then me and Blue got up there.
Yeah,
We actually got up there
I
together.
got up. Yeah, we got up
That's
there.
right.
And I went and spoke directly to the child in response. You know what I'm saying? I made it personal, and spoke about the fact that we do participate in the youth camp. Shout out to YG Youth Camp. I even was speaking to Dr. Julius about that earlier.
Yes.
And there are definitely other things and initiatives, and you definitely spoke about the Starseed, Kid Journey and the Starseed AI book that you put together.
Yes.
On the importance of really engaging our youth with STEM and STEAM, So
Yes.
yeah, there were some very interesting answers and responses and approaches towards that question, but it was definitely a front street question because the child was right there in the audience looking like, yo, talk black to me.
Talk black to me. What y'all talking about?
Yeah, what y'all talking about?
What y'all talking about? And the children, they locked in with mama. So what's right for what's right for mama is gonna be right for them. One of the main proposals that I made at the end on the stage in front of hundreds of people at the hair show, I challenged the mothers and the fathers to heal the divide that they have against one another, because the core of the gender war is the children. That's the core of the gender war. It's not a gender war because men just decided they woke up one day and they not feeling women. This gender war stems from the family courts. This gender war stems from when babies started having babies. This gender war stems from what they portrayed in that movie Baby Boy. This gender war stems from what they wrote in the Moynihan Report. This is not this gender war. Also, is an aspect of what Gloria Steinem and a few other people who are in propaganda intelligence agencies basically, socially engineered to take place. But the real issue at hand is that these children have to feel more love from I would say a body politic of adults who openly brag about their wealth, openly flaunt and display their quote unquote abstinence, their opulence. Every signal that they hear on the radio is about what I have and what you don't have. If you're 2 years old, you're already picking up on the algorithm of I got more than you. You don't got what I got. This is about all of this stuff. So I made the proposition that the parents get together and begin to do free festivals in the city of Atlanta for all children of all ages. And what would that look like? That would look like the Bicentennial Park, the same place where Juneteenth takes place, something of that magnitude, where there's nothing but free food, vendors, rides and whatnot, bounce houses, performances, people that are dressed up as their favorite characters. But what the burden of them having to dig in their pockets, a 1-year-old up into a 13-year-old, is going to be taken away from them at these events. They're not going to feel the burden of trying to have money at 3 and 4 years old. They don't have to worry about bothering their parents. You got parents that will tell their children, now, when we go into this place, don't ask me for nothing. Now, when we get into this area, don't be getting hungry on me. Now, don't be touching people's stuff and whatnot. But check this out. You're at a festival where people is talking about Black Power, we love these the power of the people, and all of this positive stuff. They hotepping everybody in Grand Rising, but the minute you touch something, they can hit you with the whoosh. Put that back. Go get your mama, boy. If you don't put that Seymour's popcorn down, like, the children need to have an experience where they're treated like gods and goddesses. They hear you giving all of this praise to their mamas, and people is throwing all of these lofty titles on these grown-ups and these adults and whatnot. Oh, beloved, and all of this, but it's not trickling down to where these children are feeling no type of perks of that. They're not feeling the royal treatment. So how the hell you got children digging in their pockets at every single one of these events? And and I'm not hating on nobody's price points at all. I'm just saying we want to take away the burden, man. The children need to feel the love. When the children start to feel the love, then the parents can heal, bro. When the children start feeling the love, then the parents can heal. It's the children that every time, all right, guys, we're gonna work this out. Then the men and women come together and start smacking bellies, and you forgot about the children. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody trying to feel good on some Monsters Ball type shit. But the children are still being left out of the equation. Ye are rich. We are a wealthy people. We have a lot of resources. Many of us have ways where we figured out the business of business. So we have a lot of sponsors. We have a lot of access to free things. Like, we know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, yo, I'm challenging Everybody that's talking about they want to be flexing, that's the real flex. That's a spiritual flex right there. Because I promise you, young Heru, Charlemagne, Aaron the Third, he'll always remember that event. He or she will always remember the event where they went to, and the uncles and the aunties and whatnot was letting them have fun and basically letting them enjoy themselves for free, no charge. Live, because we have abundance. That's what we need to bring to the forefront. All that other shit, I don't know, man.
All right, so how you gonna go about doing it? What's the plans? What day you got to set up for? How do
Well, we
the other
have,
people in the
yeah.
audience participate? What's the call to
Mhm.
action?
I actually had a conversation with one of the top people that was in the venue and whatnot, who was sitting front row, and he was soaking all of that up. You know what I'm talking about? And that was Mr. Jimmy, you know. So, I'm gonna explore this. We're gonna build this thing up. I want to put a proposal together. You feel me? I'm gonna put a proposal together, and this is even something that we could go to City Hall with. You know what I mean? We could get some people involved, get some permits, and just rock out. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna put together a press release, and we're gonna tap some vendors, and we're gonna get them involved. You know, in a perfect world, we'll get sponsors, and the sponsors will compensate vendors. But if we have to do it and work it out, I know vendors that will take it to the chin and say, you know what? I'll fill my table up with free stuff. Let's go. I'm here for the experience. We giving back. So let us get into the show, good brother. And that experience that I'm speaking of is a perfect segue into the show, because when we were on the stage and I was speaking about the youth, right? We also have to keep in mind that there's another segment of youth culture, right? And these might not be the babies and whatnot, but this segment of the youth culture, this is the young adults, right? And the young adults happen to be attached to the teenagers, who are attached to the preteens, who are also attached to the babies. There is some type of line, right, with college student aged teenagers in the world today, right,
Mhm.
with the children that are coming into the world today,
Right.
right?
They're all, for the most part, Gen Alphas.
Gen Alpha, right,
Right. From one pole to the other. A generation spans about 20 to 30 years. So these will all be considered polar extremes of Gen Alpha
right.
in its manifestations because it has different iterations. Like you
It
got
does.
post C19 Gen Alphas, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the babies born post 2020, the little mutants.
The young, yeah, the young
But then the ones that are in college
exodus.
now, they were born in 2020. They were born in 2000, should I say. So now they're 23, 24,
War,
22 in the early
right.
2000s, like Ice Spice and the Y2K babies.
Y2K
You know
Osiris.
what I'm saying? So, and then now they're becoming, well, a very small percentage of them, they're becoming parents. And then they're
Yes,
trying to also tail ends of Gen Alpha.
right. So they're beginning to
Right.
recreate.
Digital babies.
Yes. So, and as I pointed out before, this is the demographics that radio, television, right? Fashion, right? Um, this is the preferred demographics, right? This is the target audience where they're trying everything out on the 17 to the 25-year olds, right? Um, this demographic currently is going through what I would call a mass red pilling, right? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, because I want to highlight the fact that these campus protests on Ivy League campuses around America, right? Because that's where it has been predominantly. okay,
Mm-hmm.
at the upper echelons of education. Now, we know when it comes to things that happen at the lower rungs of the totem pole, it takes a long time for it to go to the upper tiers of the totem pole. However, when things happen on the higher rungs of a totem pole, it takes a faster fall, or it gets to the bottom way quicker, and it does affect the bottom, right? Studies have shown. So, what is taking place on these college campuses right now in these Ivy League schools will have an effect on the lower, quote unquote, all the way down to community colleges eventually, if not already, but eventually. But what this represents through the eyes of somebody who may be in social engineering, or if somebody is looking at this through the eyes of, let's say, a politician, this is a very dangerous, okay, this is a very hot button. This is a powder keg, especially in an election year, one, especially during a time where they are trying their best to suppress information coming out in waves and waves based off of what they saw take place over the years, where a lot of their plans got thwarted because of people mobilizing and sharing information and becoming educated, right? So they're seeing this next wave of education and information dissemination being a threat to the fabric of America, to the relationship that they have with their quote unquote closest ally in the Middle East, right? Because at the core of these protests, at the core, like not at the surface where you see the National Guard dragging people and you just seeing people in the camps. No, when you just do a little bit of research and when you go and find out what are these student organizations asking the universities to do, when you go and read the literature and you find out what they have found out, then you realize, oh, this is very interesting. We are currently in a state where the youth of America have become educated about something. They have gone down a rabbit hole and they've become educated about a topic that we were teaching over the years on not only this platform, but on Black Magic 363 and on many other platforms, about the involvement with the Zionist government, with the police forces over here in America, and how they were affected directly, right, by mixing in, by being trained, and by being radicalized, and by being quote unquote militarized, right, by an apartheid oppressive regime, which basically it's almost as if they superimposed their mentality of,
Occupation.
occupation into the minds of police forces all over America, who, by the way, right? And there's been multiple researchers that there's been multiple case studies and whatnot that will show there's not one case of a police department that had an extrajudicial murder that went viral that was not trained by the IDF. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them, man. They didn't happen to be a bad apple out of the bunch of many of one of these police departments who just basically decided to snap and commit a murder, right? And it just so happened that he was trained by somebody from Cambodia and not over there. No, every single time these departments were traced back to the same culprit. So this same culprit has been rewarded a $90 million, I believe it is between $60 and $90 million budget to open up a police training facility right outside of Atlanta,
Right.
called Cop City, right? And Cop City will have uh what they call a mini quote unquote urban environment. It will have a mock city, right? It will have a mock city that will basically be a it will be a replica of what they have over there, where they have a mock Gaza.
Right. So once again, their training forces are experts in urban warfare, close close quarter urban warfare, paramilitary style, asymmetrical, you know what I'm saying? With
Right.
what they were teaching the US and Fort Hood, right, when they was going into Fallujah,
Right.
Mosul, and other places like that in Iraq, where they was doing close combat. Um, these are the facilities that initially train them, you know, how to engage in urban warfare. And what you have to keep in mind in those particular close quarters is always civilian casualties, but also they're attempting to mitigate the fear factor that these quote unquote soldiers have, because they know, you know what I mean? You in the
Right.
hood, and that's already a fear factor for them. And then they in
Right.
combat. So that's why they account for so many civilian casualties, because they're terrified of the terrain to begin with.
They're
It's
shooting
not a
everything.
Yes, so it's not an easy walk. It's one of the most dangerous situations to put ground troops in. So it
Right.
has to be an adequate level of training, and they specialize in it because they perfected it. They made a science out of it because that's what they studied. They studied it as a science.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that is why they are indebted to them, and of course, there's a lobbying factor involved where there's trillions of dollars. Again, I ask people, if they say 1% of the population controls $44 trillion in assets globally, who you think they're talking about?
Right.
Right? So who controls global finance? Who has their hands in every tentacle of, you feel me? Any and
Right.
everything that's moving through society. Um, so you just gotta follow the money, and then you can see who's out here pushing the buttons. You feel me?
That's a fact.
And then you also understand what the premise is that has always been spoken about in terms of one world government, but concentrated under a global elite that controls financial institutions, you know? And
Right.
yeah, banking, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're looking at. The headlines today read several countries are pleading with the UN to intercede so the ICC does not designate the Zionist state as quote unquote
Terrorist.
terrorist, international
Criminal
war,
state.
put warrants out for them.
Right.
And again, they're just speaking about the paid coalition for the Zionist state, which is UK, the US, sometimes Canada, and that's
Right.
about it. The rest of them people are already kind of backed up. And that's just their coalition. That's their allies. But they got some of the most powerful pieces on the board strategically, and yeah, you know, they make them impervious to any that you would think that they was beyond reproach.
Right.
I mean, almost again, manually manipulating through through force and governance, not so much through tolerance to acquiescence. The fact that you can't even, they really making them look like the chosen people,
Right.
right? But that's manually manipulated, because you see all of the laws that have to be bent in order to make them impervious to, quote unquote, uh, what I want
Prosecution.
prosecution,
Right.
especially by telling the court that they don't have jurisdiction in this matter.
Right.
Now the UN helped put the whole quote unquote Zionist state together, but then they would turn around and tell them, you don't have jurisdiction in this matter. So who does? God?
Yeah, they're making it like, exactly. They're saying that this is biblical.
And they're the ones writing, they're on the other side. They'll just put the US jacket on, switch over here, and write the
Right.
note to
Right to
them
know.
about themselves and send it like, nah, homie, what you talking about? You'll never get that off. You know what I'm saying? We control the levers over there. Will's gonna make it seem as if, you know what I mean, our friends are never letting us down, but it's you. You already bought and paid for this.
Right.
And so this will become the clarion call of the quote unquote the remainder of the election, heading into the right. Think about the demands that are going to be made on both sides from voters.
Right.
Conservative Republicans, you already know what they're going to say: squash all rebellion, right? And they'll openly tell you that we want to vote for the candidate that's going to acquiesce to the suppression of American liberties that this whole thing's supposed to be about. What the hell is democracy if you're not defending, quote unquote, the liberties of the citizenship to
Right.
express their freedom of expression, which primarily is to be heard, right? Protests
Protest.
and just to have a difference of opinion, and you have to defend that.
Right.
What I mean, if you fail democracy here, what leg are you left to stand on by propagating it across the planet as the police?
Right.
So
Where
this does them in because again, politically, it's the stickiest of situations. The people who represent the protests represent the smallest percentage of people who would vote for a candidate or have the political power to put them in office. The people with the money on both sides want this quote unquote protest to be suppressed and these voices to be silenced because they go against the narrative.
mm, at this point, let's go ahead and take a trip to the campuses.
Let's do it.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll be pulling up soon.
Let's go ahead and take a trip, y'all. Let's go around the world and see where these protests are taking place. To look at the scope. We just want to scope it, guys. Mapping pro-Palestine college campus protests around the world. From the U.S. to Australia, students are calling for their universities to divest and sever ties with Israel. The brand is in the toilet. Pro-Palestine demonstrations and sit-ins are spreading at universities across the United States and in several campuses around the world. Columbia University in New York, one of the most prestigious universities in the U.S., has emerged as the center for student activism since Israel's war on Gaza began more than 6 months ago, with protests both in support of the war and against it. On April 19th, more than 100 protesters were arrested on the campus as police cleared an encampment set up by students. On April 22nd, Columbia administrators announced that classes will be held in hybrid mode until the end of the spring semester. So what are they demanding? They're demanding for the universities to divest from corporations that profit from Israel's war on Gaza, which has now killed more than 34,000. Right, here's the numbers. All right, here's the places. In Australia, they're at University of Melbourne. In Canada, they're at McGill. In France, they're at Paris Institute of Political Studies. At UK, they're at Leeds University, University College of London, and Warwick. Woo. In the United States, woo, will you look at here? American University, Arizona State University, California State, Polytechnic University, Columbia College Chicago, Columbia University, Cornell, Drexel, Emerson, Emory. Wow. Fashion Institute of Technology, Georgetown, where the Jesuits, Humboldt, Indiana, this sounds like Final Four. Damn it! This sounds like a whole seed.
March
Sweet
Madness,
16.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the March Madness Sweet 16. God damn it! Michigan State, Morehouse, NYU, Ohio State, Rice University, School of Art Institute of Chicago. Hey, we got a little bit of City College in there. We got Temple. We got University of California, Berkeley. We got University of California, Los Angeles, University of Chicago, University of Colorado, University of Connecticut, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, guys. University of Minnesota, New Mexico, North Carolina, Charlotte, Pennsylvania. So
It's one of two things going on,
it's
family.
one of two things taking place right now.
It's one of two things taking place.
Yeah.
The reason that they're springing Harvey Weinstein out is because we are in the production of a lifetime, right? And we all been had. That's one scenario, because that would mean that all of these because these are the major institutions that psyops come from.
Come from, right?
These are, remember, when we speak about colleges in the US, you're speaking about um literally banks,
CIA.
right?
Yeah.
CIA funded banks that have R&D departments that primarily are war profiteer machines, right? That is what the endowment and the monies primarily, that these colleges is just quote unquote, they the laundromat.
Remember
Okay.
Indiana Jones?
They're the laundromat. And what are they washing? That military industrial complex black op money. You dig what I'm
Facts.
saying?
All day.
So there's only one or two things that are going on. Either this is complicit in terms of a military propaganda installation where they're going to pull the plug on college campus, higher institutions, right?
Yeah.
Or divest, they're going to divest themselves of the youth of their future, because all of those institutions mentioned are producing the minds for the future. And what use to the Zionists or the state of Zion or the minds of the future that have been contaminated with
Compromise.
malware, that no
Right.
longer buy into the illusion of them being the good guys, right? So how can you forward a democracy propagating the thought that, or our future is built on morality?
Right. The brand is damaged.
That's what they're saying that they're fighting for, because they're the good guys, right? They want to paint their ops as the bad guys. Or the second scenario is that they have totally lost it, right? And what
Right.
that means is that there's a contagion that has taken root in the quote unquote fields of intellectualism across America. So
TikTok.
yes, right. So that war against TikTok was also bundled into the package of the military aid package, because that's a military move, right? It was an economic hit on the ops, on the competition, um, by quote unquote Congress for transnational corporations,
Right.
right? That have to what? Not only compete with a superior algorithm that China has by way of the bit dance algorithm, or what I call, you
Fight
know,
that.
algorithm intelligence,
Insecurities.
right?
Okay.
The algorithm insecurities has them going to war, but it's really about the narrative. So the Zionist state is also, they have to control media. The contagion that has been quote unquote inflected or inflicted is destroying them in the media, right?
Right.
They already attempted to neutralize Musk, and they own everything else in MSN and mainstream media. The only thing is, and then they got the social media meta aspect with Mark, right? So
They
the
got
only thing left,
Spotify.
hmm?
They got Spotify. So the
They got
podcast
it
is
all,
they
right?
got it.
They
Yeah,
got
they
it
got
all.
that.
Everything is consolidated
Yes.
under the quote unquote Zionist interest. Let's leave it at that. The only thing outside of the quote unquote fray of that control mechanism, or what they call the censor industry, is TikTok. And TikTok has created the contagion.
It did.
So now the contagion has run wild. You know what I'm saying? And I will remind our audience that upwards to around the end of May in 2020, because this is a 2020 and 2022 loop that we're going through. May 25th. It was either the 25th or matter of fact, it was the 29th, I believe. It was the 29th. Um, George Floyd got killed on the 25th, which was Labor Day of 2020. And the riots broke out on the 29th. That was the first time that
Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, right? My bad, Memorial Day. It was George Floyd, was killed on. Unalive.
Murdered.
Yeah, chill.
Unalive.
Yeah,
Unalive.
and fast forward on the 29th, it was a Friday. That's when the riots kicked off. That's when the first solar flare hit since October of 2017. The sun was asleep. It was in the solar minimum phase, and then it activated at the solar maximum. That was the first initial kickoff. It's when the sun coughed and woke up on May 29th of 2020 to inaugurate solar maximum or solar cycle 25 that we're currently locked in. So
Yeah.
leading into May of this year, right? Here we are. We're on the cusp, we're on the door. May is a day away, I believe. May Day.
Yeah. Mayday.
Yeah.
Mayday.
Heading towards the end of May. When we run around to that time of that anniversary, expect that contagion because school's about to close. Where you think them students is going? This is not slowing down because while all of this gaslighting, right? We're looking at gaslighting on a galactic level, y'all. This is
Yes.
governmental gaslighting on a galactic level of a kind that has never been seen in society before. Because while these people are pleading, right, and they're like Muppets, they're putting their hands up the back of puppet governments and speaking on behalf of themselves as themselves. And they're telling the UN to intercede to make sure that the ICC doesn't label the leaders of the Zionist state, one of which just got into a nasty car accident the other day. And that doesn't make mainstream media. They have footage of it.
Broke all his ribs.
Yeah, shout
Flipped
out
his
to
car.
X. That shit is a news site. You know what I'm saying?
X, you said?
Yes, it's
Yes.
the news site of the world, right? That's where you get your news from.
Right.
TikTok is where you go on a rabbit hole.
Right.
Instagram's where you be in other people's
Flex.
business.
Flex.
So
Flex.
On X, yeah, I seen that footage, but nonetheless, they are begging the ICC not to designate the leaders of the Zionist state as terrorists, right?
Right.
And they're touting all of the reasons why, whilst preparing to go into Rafah,
And commit
the
atrocity.
remaining refugee camp in the south, and commit atrocities, of which they are already saying there will be a high civilian casualties because these are refugee camps and they're jam packed. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
No,
While at the same time excavating mass graves around
yeah,
the hospitals.
and then excavating and desecrating bodies of martyrs around the mass graves, putting trinkets on them, playing with bodies, playing games with people's bodies. You feel me? And foregoing again, like I said, again, a mirror of 2020. What happened? The desecration of the divine institution of death was
Right.
taking place during C-19.
And
right?
whose hands was behind that? Ultimately.
We know whose hands was ultimately behind that.
Right.
The state that had the most, you know what I mean, participation from their population when it came time for inoculation. Remember that. So these also are people that are thoroughly chipped up.
Right.
Right.
Thoroughly.
And remember where this thing started from as a military experiment here in 2016 initially, when they was doing it with the US military, changing their genetic code. And one of the things that they learned at that time was how to suppress the remorse gene.
Right.
That super
Turn it off.
Right. So the things that we're seeing, even, explaining as you have with the AI algorithm as a war machine, you feel me? But the things that people are seeing on social media, on TikTok, from the front lines, the visuals and their army playing games and playing with bodies, and everything is just so comical when it comes to, again, the divine institution of death, desecrating the dead.
Right. Making it seem like, and it happened on October 7th. That was the kickoff of that, because the day that I saw they had desecrated the bodies of those women at that festival. That first footage that they shocked everybody, the shock and awe, right?
Hmm.
And they would desecrate. And I saw it. I already knew. I said, yeah, this is gonna be a long, deadly,
Ugly.
very more ugly situation, because they led with the woman first, right? That was the first casualty that they showed, was two women,
Hmm.
So it's,
Ugly.
yeah, it's crazy. And like you said,
Will be considered the daughters of Zion.
right. So I saw Jill Stein, who is a presidential candidate, right? She's an independent presidential candidate.
Hmm.
She's actually, yeah, she got locked up, right? She's one of the protesters. She got locked up. So she's of the descent of these same
Hmm.
people that so she basically was, as a candidate, this is one of the highest ranking people that I've heard say it in public on TV. And she was basically saying, we're not them, you know? So they are erroneous even in their statement of saying that I'm an anti,
Hmm.
because these people are not that. And I'm willing to debate that. I have the information. She said that. I also heard Candace Owens say that as well, because she wanted to smoke with Ben Shapiro.
Right.
And she said, let the debate be based off of me having facts about some things that could basically be proven that you stand on. He said, let's go. But I ain't hear nothing since.
Yeah, it's like the Kendrick Drake beef.
It's like the Kendrick beef. So on the cups of that is, once again, the college population, whatever information that they compile, trickling down all the way to the HSBU, all of the whole younger generation will be educated
Yeah,
and informed
yeah. They only
about.
gonna learn more. They're not gonna
They
share
only gonna, right.
it.
It's gonna. Hmm?
They're not gonna forget it. It's gonna be a stain. And when they press up on them people, they're gonna make enemies for life. And with the wrong contingency, which means they gotta either pull the plug. They either got plans on pulling the plug, because you can't scrape them,
Right.
right? But they're it's a contagion. They can't do nothing with them. You can't put them in positions of power if you paranoid that they know your secrets and they figured you out, and your illusion starts disappearing.
Starts to fade.
So what are they gonna do to reinaugurate the spell is what people should be. That's the next question you should ask. Now that you see the screen is cracked,
Right.
what you think that they're gonna do to repair the screen or put a whole nother sheen over it?
Right.
Right?
Because
Because these people are vested in their image looking a particular way in order to guarantee investment. When your rogue
right.
state gets hit as a terrorist state, that is totally going to affect the global standings in terms of investment, where people are going to be telling other, again, transnational companies that you have to divest.
How to divest, you
If you
can't.
are,
Yeah.
yeah, you're invested in a terrorist state that
It's
has been
a
accused
terrorist state. It's a
on a
toxic
global
bomb.
stage of
Right.
genocide. And they, again, Hummerston and the gaslighting and changing or controlling the narrative, that they already went to court and got found. They scrubbing that and not even speaking on the
They ain't
fact that
even speaking on that.
South Africa brought y'all to court and y'all got smacked and was told to
Right.
do something that you didn't do still yet to this day.
Right. Right.
And then turning around and playing the victim, acting like, I don't know why they targeting us.
So
I just
it's
said
bad.
killing
Yeah.
us.
This is the greatest shit show on the planet right
Right.
now.
But it needs to be narrated, it needs to be refereed, it needs to be put in perspective.
It
You know,
does.
like
Does.
I really wanna tap in and do morning news, like daily news show. I could just
Yeah.
show you how, this shit connects the dot. Like all of it goes together. It's one stream of consciousness. It's just one conversation. If you know how to weave it together. I mean,
Right.
all of it, the whole news line, and more than like 90% of that shit run through them same people.
Right. Right. So I would encourage the fam that's out there, if you are on college campuses where they're having these protests and whatnot, for the IG family, salute. They're gonna cut this live and whatnot. Salute to y'all. We on YouTube. Know the Ledge 44. Know the Ledger 44. Know the Ledger 44. Pull up. All right here. So I need we need some people on the ground though. We need to see how deep the quote unquote, I just want to see what the conversation is being had on those campuses. I want to know how deep they're going with their conversation. And I want to know from those who have eyes that can see, if you could walk on the campus to see the propaganda, if you
Yeah,
could
I
see
mean,
that, if you could see the op.
and once again, man, you know, it's very hard to predict how Americans are gonna react, especially parents of these children. I'm getting texts writing they're tear gassing children,
Yeah, they
they're
going
running
in
down, they wilding on them.
on
So,
the teachers too.
and the faculty. So parents are gonna be, these voters are gonna be left to ask, like who's there to protect my children? Like what? How powerful are these people with these interests that they got whole security and police forces over here piling my children up, and I pay their taxes, I pay their salaries. These are my neighbors. Like who's in control? Who's in control? Who are we voting for? Why we
Right,
just don't? Yeah, vote for Netanyahu if that's the case. You like get involved with their presidential politics because those are the people that's really calling shots over here. And I think that it's not hard for quote unquote the people are gonna be able to see that. But what they're gonna do with the information once they get it. Because yeah, they turning up real aggressive. And these is baby boom is still a very dominant portion of society. They say that they got the most bread
they do.
amongst the generation. They said the baby boomers is the ones that are holding the largest concentration of wealth.
Right,
They
and
still
they're gonna
point
be
out
passing it on.
these baby boomers went through the Vietnam college campus protests. They remember this like it was yesterday. They know what this means, right? So
Right,
this is not about this ain't 2020. This not about George Floyd. This ain't about some Negroes. They like, yo, this is different. You know what I mean? But it's still their children. How you think they're gonna respond? You think that all of them are gonna side with the Zionist state? What does it mean for the future of America? Right? The interests that are here. When you attack the students, you attacking the future.
right,
So and again, it's a contagion. It's throughout the country, and we ain't even in the summer yet. You feel me?
right. Sure.
Where the HBCUs is at? They ain't tapping yet. I seen
Not yet.
they
And
ain't ignite. They ain't go up yet.
they ain't go up yet.
You know what I'm saying? But when you see these students willing to throw their whole future away because they're not graduating, right? They divesting themselves from that stage. That stage is being shut down because they're gonna politicize everything now. You got to kiss the ring because you about to
Right,
find out who you was paying your tuition to, and who was endowing you to be, participants in their gang again. This a front for the military industrial complex for them to fund research and development. You know what I'm saying? And to blacklist funding for quote unquote, those black ops, military shit. So it's like, yeah, they're in a pickle right now.
that part.
And they're gonna have to. It's almost like how you go through the truth and how apartheid had to go through truth and reconciliation before
Right,
you let them integrate back into their society on some January 6th shit. they're gonna have to kiss the rings of the sixth guard. They're gonna be like, nah, we don't trust you on some future shit.
Still don't
The
trust
world is telling,
you.
yeah, we don't trust y'all. And then they turning around and telling their people, we don't trust you. You one of them. Because you either with us or you not. They already drew the
Shoulda-
line. Pick a side. This is bigger than hip hop,
I should have
right?
named this episode "We Still Don't Trust You."
This is still geopolitics. It still is. It's an identical mirror to the shit going on in our entertainment.
Right.
It's micro macro, as above, so below.
As above, so below. I mean, look how it's playing out. Look how it's formulating. You
Look,
know, look,
and if you can't see it, I'm writing the book.
shit, crazy. Somebody gotta make sense of this. We still don't trust you.
Still,
So it's like, my question to you would be, would you accelerate the dissemination of information on those campuses and co-sign that a group of individuals go there and to start disseminating information like pamphlets of facts that will educate them further?
if you were looking to educate them and further help them along with, if you got an agenda and you want to spread some propaganda, it's a wonderful time
Yes.
to do it,
Yes.
because it's going to be a flurry of propagandists activated on these campuses anyway.
Right.
There's going to be counterintelligence there that's going to be attempted. So just know that you're going to be in the middle of a war zone, and you're going to be tagged,
Targeted. You're gonna be
and
tagged
targeted.
and targeted. Right.
So you better go with a game plan and be, all the way 10 toes in, because you're going to be in the scope of, again, the 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 full might of the military industrial complex bowing down on you, because these people don't forget, this is they walking a long walk on this one.
Right.
They have to neutralize the opposition, and remember, it's an image war, just like the war that you're in, that you don't know that you're in, that you have, you're losing miserably because the brand is irreparably damaged. So if you don't know that you're fighting an image war to repair your brand, you know
Right.
what I mean? Then you don't know exactly how to move at any given time when you got a camera on you. You know what I'm saying? When you should be propagating certain situations, press releasing certain situations, being front and center at certain situations, or know when not to show up or show your face to certain situations. I
Right.
do think that we need to go there in the capacity of reporters with cameras and microphones,
Right.
as representing the
Media.
press. Yes,
New
the media
media.
and the
Press.
people's press.
Right.
I think that that's how we need to interact and engage, as the people press, as documentarians, to see what's going on in our country's institutions of higher education, especially as educators ourselves, as members of media, and people who are interested in geopolitical discourse and perspectives, philosophical perspectives, because this also comes down to philosophies,
It does.
battles of
Very much so.
ideas is what's also clashing and taking place right now. Um,
I would love to see a debate form
yes,
out
yes.
of this.
Um,
Yes, on a
ultimately,
collegiate level.
that's probably, as organizers, with somebody can bring together and coalesce, to bring some unity to it. Because
Yes.
again, if you are in the middle of the road and you don't have ponies on either side, then you can observe. And I would rather go there as an observer, and also, a participant for moderation, to say, yeah, just hold a debate. Just hold a debate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Public debate.
put all of the gauges in place to make sure it's respectable and it doesn't, go off the deep end. But yeah,
Right.
let's hear the philosophical discourse about where y'all at with this right now. Because
Right.
the question of the Zionist state has to come to full debate. We got to spin the block on a Harry Rosenberg situation and get that shit going again, because failure to check it, failure to put it in conversation at this particular time, if you don't get to speak on it, remember these are people who we still got to tiptoe. We can't even say their name openly on
Right.
this broadcast with the threat of it being torpedoes and Scud missiles. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So think about that. The shit that you might even want to have to say about these people, you can't even say their name to get around to say it.
Can't really get the shit off your chest.
Yeah. So what sort of long term stress, anxiety, and depression, what long term mental illness does that create with the people who have to bottle up their emotions on some shit that they're being exposed to? Like I said, galactic level gaslighting. But you
Mm.
can't even speak on it as a discourse. This is creating mental illness in the long term of society. So, like I said, the contagion has been fully released. We're looking at the full fledged onset of the contagions, almost on some cicada shit.
Like how the cicadas is popping out.
These protests are going to multiply in tandem with the cicada pop out, which is simultaneously happening at the same time.
Mm.
Cicadas are popping out right now, going into the beginning of May. This is the hatching season. And I'm sure even if we draw up the cicada maps, I'm sure somebody will do that for us. Let's see if they coincide with the college campus outbreaks.
Please, let's see if they line up. That'd be monumental.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Man.
Dum,
It's- and it's-
dum, dum.
yeah, so I could dig it. I could dig it. That's exactly what we'll go in the form of the
Yeah.
press.
So that's probably what they're gonna pile for. They're probably gonna pile for a ceasefire, and in place of them not probably issuing the quote unquote warrant, right? They trying to they like, nah, make them a state, right? They trying to ring their arm right now. You feel me? They're
Right.
trying to squeeze, get something very tangible about of this. But for them not to get that black eye, I think they're gonna make some concessions. Cause politically, that's a stain that I don't think they what I mean? They ain't
Yeah, they
Passover. Yeah, they doing them filthy. They dragging them. It's a
hmm,
dishonor, it's a disgrace that I don't think that they're willing to wear as a face for their state.
because
You know
they
what I mean?
already got they got a lot of shit going on within their state as it is. There's a lot of discontent inside of the state of their state.
Yeah. They're already not at peace. They're already a state divided.
Okay, Kennesaw State and Emory in Atlanta. That's where it's lit.
Yeah. Well, that's around the way.
Kennesaw. Oh Lord. Oh, we can pull up.
Pull up.
Okay, yeah, we pulling up. I'm at my Make Gaza Great Again shirt on though.
Look, I wanna give thousands of calls for the singles out. Think money and power could become the theme song of this joint. I had a vision
Word.
on that.
Word. They need a soundtrack. Yo, what's
General,
fucking with it?
yeah. Let's put a campus street team together. Nah,
General. Right.
he's got
We
yeah.
why
He's got to go
word.
to
Give a
that,
thousand of the motherfucking flyers out. 1,000 of these out on the campus.
shit on. Yeah, put that on the speaker, y'all. Put that on the loudspeaker,
Put that on
y'all.
a
Bump
loudspeaker,
that.
on the Bluetooth.
Shit need an
That's that
anthem.
money
Yeah,
and power. Yeah, we talking that talk. What's popping?
need
Yeah,
an
we got
anthem.
the Make Gaza Great Again merch. What's goody? What about a concert for the college students with the God Hop artists?
That would be hella.
Fucking with that.
That would be hella.
And
Hella
yeah, they
dope.
need to rock. They need some music. They need a farm aid or some shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody needs to intercede for the students, because they putting it on the line. You know, This is
For
once
real.
again, this is the citizenship of this country. This is the future. These are our children. You know what I'm saying? We supposed
Yep.
to be quote unquote putting on for them. They over there saying they fighting, you feel me, these wars for these babies, but then they're gonna pull the plug and flush them at the same time, criminalize their future, scandalize them because they got a difference of opinion, and they telling y'all that you just doing too much, and this is how
Right.
you respond to your children, to the future. So we like, nah, somebody got to show up for the them children to be like, yeah, somebody still care. You know what I mean? And we made some music for y'all, just put some things in perspective, show you that we with y'all. Right? What can we do as a community to lend support? We can make a bop. We can make some art. You know what I'm saying? We can contribute artistically. You feel me? And yeah, and we got to know what this looks like. This is civil war. You feel me? This is the country has turned on its people. You know, the security forces that are for sale are now showing their face and their fangs with police
Right.
departments, um, paramilitarized police departments that have been taught by the Zionist state how to be paramilitary police departments are now
Right.
pining for their masters, and they're beating them people like they stole something. You feel me? Just for having a difference of opinion. So I'm like,
Right.
nah, like, no, this country has declared war against its children, its
As
people.
children. That's
You
a
know what I mean?
fact.
And it's gonna become a contagion because it's only gonna grow. It's gonna start in high schools too. Watch. It's gonna start the little niggas, tykes, they gonna flip. Then it's gonna be a wrap because they children not gonna feel safe on no levels and no layers. And then they're gonna have their back to the wall. Then you're gonna see the fierceness really come out of them because they're
Right.
gonna tag everybody to op, just like it says in the book. They don't want to share this shit with the
Right.
Gentiles anyway. Y'all are going to them regardless.
Yeah, they like
You feel
fuck.
me? So it kind of works into their plan.
So
They
they
still
playing
got the
right.
red heifer. They still got a middle finger to the world in order to do the red heifer. Because when they do the red heifer, there's no turning back. You know what I'm saying? That everybody else around the world, this part of that conversation knows what that means.
Right.
So
They're gonna erupt like the the cicadias. You're gonna see a lot of
mhm.
you're gonna see people jump out. They're gonna the sleeping giant will wake up from around from dormant states around the world when those
Yeah.
three
So
red heifers are sacrificed, right?
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
then if
yeah.
you don't know
And
what it's about, you will be educated about it. For
you
those
will
who
be
don't know,
inundated.
you'll be
You know,
inundated.
you didn't wanna if you didn't listen to when we was telling you, because we've been telling you since October of last year, you know, when it do pop, you'll be inundated and reminded of what they went and done did. But I
Yeah,
got a
please
map.
don't box me.
I got a map. It's somewhat similar. You just can't see it on my screen, but we're gonna line it up, get it together.
Yeah, so any volunteers that's out here in the ATL want to rock with the KTL and meet up with us one of these days. Very soon though. We're on Monday today, right? So we talking Wednesday or Thursday. We're gonna go with our news organization KTL Plus, and we're gonna visit some campuses, maybe Emory and Kennesaw, and depending on how those two go, we'll if the shit is popping at CAU or anywhere where the peoples is at, Morehouse or whatever, we'll
No,
pull up there.
we're gonna go everywhere the people is at. We're gonna get as field
We got
correspondents.
right. We gonna ask questions. Right. It don't have to be a protest at that camp.
Yeah,
Right. We
the
going to
students are
Spelman and talk to
highlight
them.
right now.
Students are
Yeah,
students. That's right. So like I
students right
was,
now,
yeah.
and the world
Right.
needs to know what they think because
I wanted
they are
right
they are
the future.
again, yeah, their future. We got to hand them the
Yes.
keys to the mansion. So
Right.
they
And
are
this is
they
a
are the
college
inheritor.
town.
So
Unlike any other college town, Atlanta is a college town supreme. You got Emory, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, Bethune, Magic City. You got mad colleges out here, bruh.
Yes, and Magic City has a consortium and concentration of, students that have to pay tuition and
Yes.
students that are helping
They
pay
got some
tuition.
scholarship too. It's a lot of them out here. So we got to teach the people, y'all. You know what I mean? And all of those places are fertile soil for ideas and concepts and narratives. You should be focusing on controlling the narrative by any means necessary. And like I've opened up earlier, as it stands, there is a demographics right now in America, and it seems to be on a global scale as well. This demographic happens to be a very influential on multiple fronts. We're not going to get into it tonight. We could do a whole show where we unpack Generation Alpha, but there's a whole demographics right now that corporations, multi-trillion-dollar corporations like Apple, like Meta, like Google have bet billions of dollars on. How much money did they invest in VR at this company and only brought back 3 million?
Like 13 billion.
What the fuck? The math ain't mathing.
No wonder he lost 200 billion on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't after I thought it was the day after the TikTok ban. He lost 2 billion the morning of. What a loser.
Peace, Catrice. Catrice was the goddess who brought the young students over to industry and made my that was one of the best Sunday experiences. They thoroughly enjoyed the experience, gave me a group hug. Oh man, that's beautiful, man. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm on my Uncle Phil. You know what I mean? I'm on my Uncle Phil, man. This
children.
Look at the ancestors though. Look, this was 16-year-olds. The whole bus was 16. Because I asked them their age. Yeah. How old are all of y'all? 16. I said, oh, y'all Amir's age, my son. Okay. And then there was a bus full of girls, and I asked them the same thing. All sweet 16, right? So this is the demographics that we're talking about. They came to Atlanta to look at schools and whatnot. They were on a college tour, guys. And imagine going to a damn college and there's a camp of tents and they not homeless. The people not homeless. These is rich children. You got rich black kids in Atlanta, y'all, coming from coming out of civil rights era and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
These are some, you know what I mean? These are some well-to, yeah. So more active, y'all. More active. We have to be active in order to activate them. I did everything in my powers. To be honest with you, I could have did more if I knew that there was gonna really be like 100. If I met those children first, like, so the next time they come back, I know to do a lot more stuff. But I did everything in my power within 30 minutes to make sure I activated at least one of those children in that audience. You feel me? And I'm gonna ask you, Catrice, because you in the building with us tonight. You was there. Did I succeed in at least activating one of them to be greater than who they were before they met me? And these children are from Bridgeport, Connecticut. My grandfather was in Bridgeport, Connecticut. When I was living in Hartford and whatnot, I used to have to go through Bridgeport coming to New York. Y'all, Bridgeport is different. They need every single quote unquote ray of light that you could send them. You know what I mean? Thank you, Catrice, because you are the teacher. You are the guardian. You'll be the you were able to tell everybody that what it was. And I look forward to doing it again. Bring more students to us. You feel me? Because that spot, that was a flex. You know what I'm talking about? That was a flex. Going through the content house, taking them through industry and whatnot, ATL. That was a huge flex. Them children was impressed. You know?
Dope.
Yeah. So we got to keep doing that. We got to keep expanding them. It's the imaginations and the minds and the quote unquote and the possibilities. We got to blow their minds with the things that they can do and show it to them.
Right.
You feel me?
That's right.
Look,
Raise the
boys especially gave me serious talks after. They really appreciated. I poured into them. I talked real to them. I wasn't no ratchet. I was giving them bars about their greatness. I was like, yo, y'all got superpowers in each one of y'all, a gift and a talent. They were like, what you mean, And then we got to talking, and I was like, yo, if you could communicate, that's a superpower. And they all was able to identify their superpower. We would have went through all of them, but we was on a clock. You know what I mean?
Right.
But out of the 30 of them that we asked, I promise you at least 10 of them was like, my communications is my superpower. They know how to talk, right? But that immediately caught my attention. But for any adult that hears that should immediately catch attention. Why? Because the youth, you can't talk to them. They untalkable, some of them. So if there's some amongst them that communicate to their demographics, you should pull them in and hold them close. So for the time for beginning to identify who's going to be the next leaders, who's going to be the future, who's going to be it's now. It's not, you know what I'm talking about? It's now. We need to be combing through all of these schools, through all of these quote unquote potential. We need to really be showing up because the time is now, and y'all going to be surprised how quick this shit is going to, it's going to be like this. And these 8-year-olds is going to be teenagers taking over. Because with technology the way it is right now, it's not going to, they don't need much to be lit. Once they figure out automation and AI and all of that, you niggas will get pressure from a 5-year-old, bro. Play with it if you want. The people in the studio let one of the boys play his music. Yeah. We was telling him play that. We was like, play that music, but you know what I'm saying? So he got to hear stuff in the studio. He lit. You feel me? He lit. Yeah, we gonna be. Yeah, he can be on TikTok in less than before they ban it. He gonna drop his video. So more content houses, right? For the adults, they got you have the resources. You might have the credit. You might just be, you might just have a space. More content houses for the youth, because when I asked them, I said, how many of y'all want to be content creators when you grow up? It was like this. That's one of the fastest growing quote unquote occupations or destinations amongst the younger generation, and it came out of nowhere.
Facts.
They want to be Country Wayne, Pretty V. I don't even know these names. I can't keep up, bro. You know what I'm talking about? But somehow they got a lot of people to look up to, and they want to get into shit like that. So those of us who are teachers and scholars and connoisseurs of culture, we should be excited. Why? Because these youth only, they want to do what they want to do now. You can't beat them up for wanting to do dances on TikTok when all they know how to do, all they knew how to do is dance. You got to cultivate them. You got to give them a culture. You got to give them a mythos. You have to give them what the hell. You got to give them that sauce, or what they call that riz. And then they're going to take that and they're going to run it through their imagination, and your output the output is going to be special. I feel that all of them are at factory stock right now. They're just at factory set. They don't have no custom on it. So it's time for the aunties and the unks to step up.
Facts.
And with that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. You know what I mean? We're gonna leave it on a positive note. The
That's right.
youth are the future, whether they're on college campuses or whether they're inside of quote unquote public schools or home schools. It doesn't matter. We have an investment in the quote unquote fabric of our society. If we can't salvage anything, at least, and take it from me, I'm not super duper Mr. PTA himself, and I haven't seen all of the children of the world, but the ones that I've been able to stand in front of, I'm here to let you know they're not corrupted, they're not finished, they're not burnt out, they're none of that. They're bright-eyed. You feel me? They're very attentive. They wanna do something different, and they're willing to do what? They're willing to be childlike and in their imagination. And that's a great place to be. So I'm just leaving y'all with that, man. Y'all could do with that what y'all need to do with it. But we will let y'all know how KTL Media, our trip on these campuses, we might even go live and give you guys a behind the scenes look of things. But we're definitely going into the Lions Den to find out what's really going on so we could really, really build on it. Because I don't even want to go super deep down the rabbit hole whole time, and this whole thing might have been a ploy or something that we don't know, right? So it is our duty now for phase 2 to go ahead and become field reporters and do what Red and Blue Pill was known for in New York City. Blue is the original, he was on his what's my dude from 60 Minutes? The legend.
What, Ed Bradley?
Ed Bradley. This nigga was on his Ed Bradley way back. He was on his Peter Parker as far as back as I can
Look,
remember. He was Clark Kent in it.
Very important to say that my inspiration for journalism was Ed Bradley, specifically. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think Gil Noble, who I got an opportunity and chance to meet him in his office. Shout out to Brother Mateo. Went up there and spoke to him about digitizing his archive. Probably 2006, 2007 or something like that. But nonetheless, I grew up watching that, brother. And I really enjoyed it. I was inspired by the regalness of Gil Noble and the regalness of Ed Bradley. Ed Bradley, he was cool. He was too cool. He was too cool for TV. But he was telling the news.
Back with it.
He was laid back. He commanded the narrative, and that's what inspired me. And I said that I had wanted to do that when I saw that, as a child. I wanted to be a laid back, cool reporter. And I was thinking about it earlier about some of the long form videos, news segments I need to do. And I had came up with a 1440 minutes. So I remember I came up with a template for like a 60-minute formatted news show. So I was just thinking about it earlier. I was like, I gotta get my Ed Bradley on and really start telling these news narratives. There's so much context out here.
Right.
Okay.
Yo, I see visuals. Whatever shows up on your feed, you a legend if you shoot that to us, and you a super legend if you download that shit.
Shoot him your email or something. Yeah, shoot him a spot that he can send them links, because we cataloging everything, y'all.
We cataloging everything. We've been fishing, grabbing all of that stuff out of but it's an endless ocean of content out there that we got on the internet. You know what I mean? Endless shit pop. It's new things that pop up. I'm seeing interviews that I can't. I gotta get it. I gotta go on a shroom trip to remember when I did that. Classics. So much content is out there. Y'all have no idea. People that's just catching on. to this twin pillar thing. It's a sea of content with information that predates a lot of shit.
Yeah, all that stuff is prophecy too. You see any of them sign letters or them Brother Riches,
Right.
press play, and
Press
then
play.
you're gonna get FedEx nuggets. You can be like, oh, y'all said that back? Yeah, send that too, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know all of that stuff.
I need. Yeah, I guess I gotta do everything my damn self, but I did need you niggas. Time is up because they banned TikTok. I did need a TikTok nigga to go and find the old shit and chop it up with the 15 minutes. You know the SpongeBob shit. They got had me in 2016 on 2/5 breaking some shit. 15 minutes later, and then you just show the shit happening. I have a classic P Diddy video. I was eating food. Looking for that shit, bruh. Classic. I gotta get on my Gene Deal shit. Jaguar right shit.
Boy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna end it with a clip. We have a backstage BTS behind the scenes footage. The whole video we're gonna be releasing different episodes. This is the first episode. It was like 13 minutes. We got about 4 episodes, Patreon exclusive only and whatnot. We're gonna be rolling that out to our Patreons. What happened, Blue?
Shit, a short film. You should submit that to Amazon.
Yeah,
they can put that in the film category.
Yeah, you know, a little short film type of thing.
Now we going to them campuses. It's not even a question. If I was in
that ain't even a question.
We
just like after today's show, I'm definitely I'm divesting myself from any doubt or anything, and I'm going to turn into the Clark Kent that I am. You know, I can't pull up on the campus as a Red Pill. I gotta go as Rich Phil though. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas can't go in there on a Superman shit. We gotta go in disguise. But it will be mission accomplished though. You know what I'm talking about? It will be mission accomplished. So we're gonna make it happen. Somebody say the Huxtables.
All right, cool.
I fuck with that. But yeah, we're gonna end it with this clip. Blue Pill, some backstage. This is before the event started. This is just Blue backstage, getting everybody ready and whatnot. But we definitely want to say thank you for the overwhelming support that we've been receiving on the album. You know what I mean? Y'all been going ahead and playing a lot of stuff. I want to know what your favorite tracks are. I'm very interested in that.
Feedback.
Yeah, give me some feedback. You know what I mean? We do appreciate the feedback. We also have some incentives for anybody that's out there that want to get into the world of content creation and start making these reaction videos and these quote unquote first listen videos to this project right here, this classic 48 Pillars of Power. That's available for everyone to listen to. We don't hold our music for anybody that you can't listen. You get to listen to all of this good stuff. And then if you want to own it, you have the opportunity to own it as well and whatnot. But it's available on the website. We don't go through the streaming services because we fighting against slavery right now. You know what I'm talking about? But we'll eventually we'll be up there, you know, as free people and whatnot. We'll go through the plantation, but we not owned by the plantation. It's a difference. So with that being said, love and light to y'all. We will see you very, very soon. Peace.
Of power. Welcome to 400 Industry ATL. All right.
They hate to lose creator rules like every shade of blue. And we don't hate the Jews, we hate the views. That we forsake them dudes incapable, we bank with Jews. Debate with who that paper move in every state approve. But make us who.
You know, we got the family in here, relaxing, enjoying themselves before we do the actual album listening, right? We got vendors here, we got food here, everybody is just networking and congregating. Come on.
Wow. Okay.
Today we have the introduction and release of our own strain. This is a black runt strain, all right? Now I'm trying to tell you, red and blue purple like Prince, this is that thing. You dig what I'm saying? And we want to introduce the world to the concept of the legal gas hustle. This is THCA. You can literally put this in the mail, family. Protected by the federal government at least until September. There's no time to sit on the sidelines. You want to find out about that legal gas. So again, you know, we got that good, it's 420. We got the whole, you know, representation of that good. Cannabis is cannabis. This is also THCA. You know, again, we have our amazing consortium of vendors in the building. You know, we got the good jewels in the building. You feel me? Yes.
Fatality, libations, and sovereignty.
That's right. Levels, because there's levels.
Crystal beaded jewelry.
Crystal beaded jewelry. High frequency crystal beaded jewelry, what we call functional fashion. And you already see what today's day is. This is functional fashion. They dressed for the party, they understood the assignment. Voila. Of course, we have the legends in the building, athletics, right? Athletics got the full layout, right?
Magic.
Yes. I could do magic. So this is what you call fully integrated, right? The guard got the machines in the building, got the press on deck. You know what I mean? You could get a design to go in real time, yo. You feel me? This is hip hop on the move. This is hip hop in motion. You know what I mean? He got the whole thing vertically integrated right inside the venue. You could get pressed up right on the spot. You dig what I'm saying? What's more custom than that? Introduce themselves real quick.
Peace, peace, family. My name is Nashawn. My brand is Nosan, which is my name backwards. As Blue said, I'm out here today doing a pop-up shop, and I wanted to get live and interactive with everybody that's here. So I pre-made some designs, and what I did was have them printed out. And when you come here, you order a shirt. It's like ordering a sandwich at the deli. You want this design? I'm gonna put it up for you right here on the spot with the heat press. Matter of
Feel
fact,
me?
we can do a live demo right now. I'll
Do a demo. That's right. Real-time satisfaction for the customer who wants a customized experience. You feel me? What better than that? I know y'all be stopping and y'all see the kiosks in the you know, in the mall and what have you, and you know everybody else but us is profiting off of our culture, right? So the brother has the apparatus right in the building to get you what you're looking for in real time. Tap in. Check the demo out. Right, so let's say you see that tote that you want in real time. They throw the Teflon.
Press it down real quick to get the moisture out of the fabric and any wrinkles that we may have. I've been doing this a little while, so I know I can just line this up by eye.
Is it?
I like to throw my parchment paper on top
So it's front press?
Front press.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Front press on a DTF sheet.
Front press on the DTF, that's different.
You got the tip set at 350. You're gonna let it press for 15 seconds.
They hate to feel their faces pale, but they paper blue.
Woo! Real time drip.
One more time.
Feel me? Real time customized
I'm
drip.
the design to the fabric, so once you take it home with you, it's not gonna peel or scratch.
That's right. It feel like it was like born inside of the fabric, woven and stitched, you know what I'm saying? Look at that. Look how clean that is. Woo!
What'd that feel like to you?
Like velvet. Is it velvet? Yeah, man. Wow, what an amazing demo. Appreciate you, good brother.
I appreciate you.
All right,
Peace,
let's
man.
take it to the next. We got our good brother right here with the Royal Teeth Lab, right? The brother responsible for these blue opals in real time. So I'm gonna let him tell you what we're working with today.
Yeah, so we have just some high quality, teeth jewelry. All of them handmade by me. We do any custom design that you want, and today we're running a special.
Okay.
The 48 pillar special. We're doing a sterling silver special today.
All right. So the brother, he knows that I love the sterling silver. These joints are set in sterling silver. So we got a sterling silver special. Why sterling silver? I say an extra edge up because sterling silver is antimicrobial. So you also have the extra benefit of having the metal in your mouth that's going to kill germs on contact. So look at the prices that the brother has. I'm sure that he can still extend this sale to you if you're seeing this online with a custom code, of course, of which will furnish you, right?
Blue Pill 44, that's the custom code right there.
Right? Get your grills together. All right. Look, man, it's the Royal Teeth Lab, it's a custom room. Yeah, it's the custom couches where the clients can relax themselves, right? This is the Royal Teeth Lab experience, right? After you get your grills, you go to the photo lab, you know what I'm saying, and you get your things, because if you got a grill, then you're going to want to smile more. So, you know what I mean? We got to always have the cameras in the building around the grills. They go hand in hand.
All that money and power, is it bumps to the powder? Who's the one that's in power? In the coming of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward, yeah, the summer is ours. You louder than blunts with the sour.
So, as you can see, the sis has an elaborate layout and display. We got iridology taking place in the place. You know what I'm saying? All of this is happening in real time, right? All of the right accommodations for everything that you can possibly need. You know what I'm saying? We got it all in the building right here. Peace, greetings. She has a lot of amazing, sanitary things and things for divine feminines or what have you. So we highly recommend that you check all of our vendors out. They have amazing products and you can catch them all out online. All right, let me take you to the, right, we're gonna go in the Labino right now. This is where I make the good food at. We're gonna have the music played here. This is the lounge area. This is also, like the concert hall. So check us out, y'all. The art gallery.
The hood is off, the fangs is out, the hood is lost, they banging out, Kalishnikovs, they ringing out like Ricky Ross, some things is out, they clipped the boss, his brains is out, the sticks was tossed, they stained them out. All that money and power, is it bumps to the powder, who's the one that's in power?
Yeah, so, behold, we have a beautiful display for the people to come and enjoy, relax themselves, just calm and just be zen. Just allow yourself to have the highest vibrational experience and the best decor, right? We put this together specifically, especially for you. So again, at the bar, we got a lot going on in terms of we got food, we got beverages. It's an amazing experience. It's some amazing decor. Thank you for joining us, on a release for this 48 Pillars of Power.
Of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward. Yeah, the summer is ours. All that money and power.
And direct to you, we are here. All right, let's do it.
Cheers. I'm bearing witness to these Jews trying to break the rules. They take the news, forsake the truth, and try to make us fools. Their paper used to fake the news when they make a move. They hate to lose, creator rules like every shade of blue. And we don't hate the Jews, we hate the views. That we forsake them dudes, incapable, we bank with Jews. Debate with who, that paper move in every state approved. But makers who were Jacob's crew, that's how they make a move. And they been eating off a plate of food since Eden was the place to move, leave no trace of clues. The paper trails, they make the mail and make the race prevail. They hate to feel, their faces pale, but they paper blue. And we ain't shitting on you misinformed. I seen a clip this morning of a kid that's gone with a missing arm. This shit is wrong, using kids as pawns, pistols drawn, missile launched. They wanna drop a bigger bomb. No. All that money and power, is it bumps to the powder? Who's the one that's in power? In the coming of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward, yeah, the summer is ours. You louder than blunts with the sour. The hood is off, the fangs is out, the hood is lost. They banging out, Kalishnikovs, they ringing out like Ricky Ross. Some things is out, they clipped the boss, his brains is out. The sticks was tossed, they stamped them out. All that money and power, is it bumps to the powder? Who's the one that's in power? In the coming of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward, yeah, the summer is ours. All that money and power, is it bump to the powder? Who's the one that's in power? In the coming of hours, even sons is devoured. Shit don't run like no coward, yeah, the summer is ours.
All right, family. Thank you. We out of here. This is Infinity Stones. Go and stream that album, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure y'all are in the building for the next party that we have. We will have a performance coming up in May. We will let you know the date. Stay tuned. Go and stream that album. Let me know which one y'all rocking with. Y'all don't have to choose one as your favorite, but just let me know which ones y'all vibing with. I'm seeing 444, Money and Power, Infinity Stones. Okay. Yeah, man. We vibing to that. But yeah, that's the album right there. Black Cloud Entertainment or ent.bandzoogle.com. Check it out. All right, this is Infinity Stones. Peace. Shout out to Tito Hoffa. Shout out to Blue Pill for it. They're saying you bodied that verse, bro.
You already.
Wait. Put them in a Dutch and roll them up. We put them in a truck like Royal Dutch. Tesla coil clutch on a Tesla truck. Matte back finish like oil slush. Interior guts like royal flush. We get the royals crush and superiors touch. If ever my blood in the soil touch. God we trust. Go to Ross, no rust. Squads are rushing, prematurely bust like Minutemen of Massachusetts. Back to the party, we blasting music. The hood of justice, amassing nooses. Mansa Musa just passing through this. 40 karat gold, massive mooses. The last train at Auschwitz, we on Alaska boosters. The block is still sturdy, the Glock is still dirty. They shot it for 30 like Brock Purdy. They popping the perky, yeah, top 30. Million Lincolns just to free the slaves. The ships are sinking and it's still free to wave. Either way. Going to December. 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 Richfield. The new member of Bricks, agenda was flipped. FIFA Vendetta, all of my vendors is rich. See more script in the blender is mixed. Moral of the story, remember your gifts. FIFA Vendetta, blood came through and the blood moon dismember the Crips. Members ascending the whip, extended the clip, dismember the blick. Remember the Titan, Coach Boone said to remember the Sith. The Scorpion King, blood moons on November the 5th. FIFA Vendetta, know y'all remember the flick. Know y'all remember the flick. Suburbans is swerving. Q45, Infinity roam through my entity zones.
These niggas taking in they buns like Kimberly Jones. Waving these guns at our enemies' dome. Max out my bid, now they sending me home. Glass on my wrist packed with plenty of stones. They jacking my fist, seeing plenty of clones. Who pretend to be friends of me, frenemies, in parentheses. Who tend to be convincing me that energy is chemistry. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Reality presents to me instantly the entities. For your instancy, for your sensory perception. They got a history of deception. Couple centuries under repressions. I'm the diamond deformed under all that compression. I'm Paul in the Western, the one in the Eastern is running the key firm. I got strong genes, they a weak germ, they need CERN. I open portals when I release sperm.
People sort of venerate the feds cause they generate the bread. Dark man, that's my whole generation dead. We tapped in the quantum realms. That's what the simulation said. They disseminating imitation meds. Placebo effect, they disseminating imitation reds. I was on the road to the riches. Right off the interstate we sped. You niggas haven't been in date with feds. And Smith and Walensky. Like we're Cypher and Agent Smith B. They sold us out for steak and chips. And a trip in the Bentley. And to be assed out like Pasa Pasa. And you're making chips is dripping in Fenty. Yeah, these slutty vegans vegans, they be on impossible. Bacon, bitch, you niggas faking shit. Y'all was never really plugged in, y'all on some Quaker shit. Woke niggas, y'all was never really on the waking shit. Ain't no shook hands in Brooklyn, I ain't shaking shit. Bracer rich, my braces got chips from both for glacier drifts. Run my VVS's through the Jamaica glitch. Men lie, women lie, this ain't in its nature, bitch. Yeah, they banned us from TV, same year that y'all niggas heard nature spit. Iced out anchors from out of Anchorage. Yeah, it is what it is, that's that Cameron and Mason shit. Yeah, man shooting, Panthers in the Carolines, like with Cam Newton. A cancer to this paradigm. We all in, undisputed. I'm one of the ones that the ones recruited. Like Steven and Shannon, we heaving these hammers. Bella and the Bulldogs, we squeezing these cannons. 100 shooters like Mark Jackson and the Mark Buchanan. At first take, we leaving you stranded. On second thought, we leaving you bandaged.
Bring it back.
Yeah, rinse it again.
Yeah. We love. Like I said, go get that album, y'all. You could listen to it for free. What I'm talking about. And when you test the product and you like it, then you could go ahead and take it home. You know what I mean? We got an ebook with it. We got a lyric book. The lyric book is 100 pages. We have an ebook, the 48 Pillars of Power. You know what I'm talking about? You get all of that in the bundle. You know what I mean? Go ahead, treat yourself.
Yeah, Wait. Put them in a Dutch and roll them up. We put them in a truck like Royal Dutch. Tesla coil clutch on a Tesla truck. Matte back finish like oil slush. Cheerio guts like royal flush. We get the royals crushed and superiors touch. If ever my blood in the soil touch. Thank God we trust. Go to Ross, no rust. Squads are rushing prematurely bust like Minutemen of Massachusetts. Back to the party, we blasting music. The hood of justice amassing nooses. Mansa Musa just passing through this. 40 karat gold, Massa Mooses. The last train at Auschwitz, we on the last cabooses. The block is still sturdy, the Glock is still dirty. They shot it for 30 like Brock Purdy. They popping the perky, yeah, top 30. Million Lincolns just to free the slaves. The ships are sinking and it's still free to wave. Either way. Going to December. 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 Richfield, the new member of Bricks, agenda was flipped. V for Vendetta, all of my vendors is rich. See more script in the blender that's mixed. More of the story, remember your gifts. V for Vendetta, blood came through in a blood moon, dismember the Crips. Members ascending the whip, extended the clip, dismember the blick. Remember the Titan, Coach Boone said to remember the sips. The Scorpion King, blood moons on November the 5th. V for Vendetta, know y'all remember the flick. Know y'all remember the flick. Suburbans is swerving. Q45, Infinity roam through my entity zones.
These niggas taking in they buns like Kimberly Jones. Waving these guns at our enemies' dome. Max out my bid, now they sending me home. Glass on my wrist packed with plenty of stones. They jacking my fist, seeing plenty of clones. Who pretend to be friends of me, frenemies. In parentheses, who trying to be convincing me the energy is chemistry. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. Reality presents to me instantly the entities. For your lenses, for your sensory perception. They got a history of deception. Couple centuries under repressions. I'm the diamond deformed under all that compression. I'm Paul in the Western, the one in the Eastern is running the key firm. I got strong genes, they a weak germ, they need CERN. I open portals when I release sperm.
We was sort to venerate the feds cause they generate the bread. Dark man, that's my whole generation dead. We tapped in the quantum realms. That's what the simulation said. They disseminating imitation meds. Placebo effect, they disseminating imitation reds. I was on the road to the riches. Right off the interstate we sped. You niggas haven't been in date with feds. And Smith and Walensky. Like we're Cypher and Agent Smith B. They sold us out for steak and chips. And a trip in the Bentley. And to be assed out like Pasa Pasa. And they're making chips is dripping in Fenty. Yeah, these slutty vegans, they be beyond impossible. Faking, bitch, you niggas faking shit. Y'all was never really plugged in, y'all on some Quaker shit. Woke niggas, y'all was never really on the waking shit. Ain't no shook hands in Brooklyn, I ain't shaking shit. Brace it, bitch, my braces got chips from off of glacier drips. Run my VVS's through the Jamaica glitch. Men lie, women lie, this ain't in its nature, bitch. Yeah, they banned us from TV same year that y'all niggas heard nature spit. Iced out anchors from out of Anchorage. Yeah, it is what it is, that's that Cameron and Mason shit. Yeah, man shooting Panthers in the Carolines like with Cam Newton. A cancer to this paradigm. We all in, undisputed. I'm one of the ones that the ones recruited. Like Steven and Shannon, we heaving these hammers. Bella and the Bulldogs, we squeezing these cannons. 100 shooters like Mark Jackson and the Mark Buchanan. At first take, we leaving you stranded. On second thought, we leaving you bandaged.